got chaos down here. These guys are launching their bikes. He's going back down. Wow, that was unbelievable.
A heavy weight in our true size. You either move out my way and get moved aside. Ain't no choice in this matter. I decide if it's do or die. I'm too strong to take a life. Like a veteran, I've been down the war path. I'll take what's mine. You gotta give me that. No excuses, day in and day out. No fear, I believe and I'll never die.
Whoa! Will goes for the ghost ride to the top. Wow.
When you walk the course, you get a little nervous and all that, but as soon as that helmet goes on, I mean, we go for it.
Mentally, you're gonna wanna have everything going right, so you're kinda always gotta be on your toes and always gotta make sure you know what you're doing. The terrain out here in Iowa is pretty gnarly. There's some gnarly rock ledges, big drops, big ups, and yeah, there's gonna be some spots where you'll have multiple guys battling just to get through one section.
Everything in between these hard sections, there's a lot of like fast trail, so being aggressive is important, and then getting through all the hard stuff clean is super key.
Round 3 of the AMA IRC US Hard Enduro series, presented by Inside Enduro, brings us to the American Midwest for the SRT Iowan Hard Enduro.
Every race has its new challenges and you never know what's in store for you, so you just gotta show up, willing to give your best, and that's all you can really do.
Just take smart lines out here, I think. There's some holes out there. I think the track's gonna get dug up out there.
There's lots of hidden objects in the grass, so you're gonna have to stay on your toes and watch what you're doing at all times.
Everything's strategically placed to screw you up pretty much, and that's how they want it to be. They want you to struggle and they want it to be hard.
It's definitely going to be more of a chess match. You're going to have to use your brain and think about every obstacle a lot more, because you're going to have to think about every move you make. We definitely do risk it at times, and we will try and push the limits.
As the season continues, the crashes are adding up and the bodies are taking a toll.
Injuries are just part of the racing side of things, and once that helmet goes on, we all act like we're 100% and try and give it our all and try and get to the finish. Tomorrow's gonna be a tough race, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. We're all trying to do our best, and I think who can make the least mistakes is gonna end up on top.
My goal is always to win. Last year I was okay with second, third, fourth, like I was happy with it. This year it just doesn't feel the same. I want to get that win.
I think a goal for this race would be a top 5. I know I have it in me, and that's where I'd like to be.
Looking forward to a good battle with the guys up front, and so we'll just send her and see what happens.
Colton Haaker continues to put the pressure on Trystan Hart and Ryder LeBlond for the podium spots.
This one you just have to play it by ear and play the cards you're dealt.
I mean, I think there's going to be some bikes flying for sure, and yeah, it's going to be gnarly.
As these battle-worn riders prepare for another fight, the pressure to gain positions in the series sets in.
It's kind of a jungle out there, and I mean, may the best man win.
All right, the amateurs are getting ready to head out for their torture fest. I think they're going to do great. The course is slick, green, and they are ready to go. guys are in full panic mode and they are burning multiple matches in just this one section, and you only get so many matches in the hard enduro game. 5 minutes into the race, these guys are burning the whole match book. All right, these guys have teamed up to get the bike up this ledge after this guy windskeyed into the top. I'm in the danger zone here. The bike just landed right where I'm standing. I just wanted to get a little closer to the action. Oh, we got chaos down here. These guys are launching their bikes. He's going back down. More matches, more matches.
The amateur race is pretty insane. I mean, they're literally everywhere you look, I feel like there's a bike getting ghost rode, so it's pretty chaotic, and all the fans and all them are getting into it as well.
Loop out! Perfect! Oh, we got a cinder. Oh my God. That was fucking phenomenal. That was a perfect send. Way to handle it. Benny's out here. He's doing a little vlog. He's in the action. He's a real fan. The nerves from the first 5 minutes of a race have some of these guys fooled. They're going for it and burning all their matches. Going over this log is like it's the last log they'll ever see. These riders are giving it their all, and they're having a blast. Every one of them is smiling and trying to figure it out.
So here at Iowa, the format is a prologue today. It's 5 to 10 minutes. Just like a shortened lap of what the race is going to be tomorrow. So not super long, but for the gate pick tomorrow. So it'll be good to get on that front row and put yourself in a good position.
Factory KTM rider Trystan Hart starts off the prologue first due to his win at this event last year. An early crash sets him back.
There's this gnarly wooden kicker over a river. It's a little sketchy, so you're definitely going to have to be pretty comfortable with your jumping to get that thing dialed in.
Trystan Hart recovers and hits the creek jump at a commanding pace. It's a risky gap, but riders have to commit.
It's gonna be hot rod style. I'm just gonna go through the ramp and just nose dive into the bank.
The fastest time of the prologue is gonna decide who's first gate pick. So getting on that top 5 is gonna be a huge part to getting in a good race.
Next up is Cooper Abbott, a Factory 1 Sherco rider. Styles the jump, setting himself up for a strong start. Trystan enters the technical section of the course, picking his way through the mossy rocks and tight trees. He sets up for the steep ledge and cleans it. A small mistake gives Cooper a chance to catch him. But Cooper also faces a setback.
There's going to be a lot more bike maneuvering at this one. It's a lot tighter in the trees, and line twist is going to be big. I mean, just really trying to look through the trees and find the right line and make sure you don't hit any of those slick roots is going to be massive.
Colton goes for the pass on Cooper.
As the subsequent riders attempt the ledge, Trystan charges through the final drainage to the finish, putting down the fastest time of the day. These riders got a taste of what is about to come at Sunday's Hard Enduro main event. With gate positions now set, All eyes are focused on tackling this challenging Iowan terrain.
Well, the amateurs just absolutely wrecked the course. So now it's our turn to try and maneuver what they just wrecked for us. So cheers, boys.
Okay, here we are at the start of the pro race. We got our top 10 lining up on the front row here. All the riders are looking focused, ready to go.
Anticipation builds as these riders prepare for this 12-mile, 4-lap battle to come. Colton, Haaker, and Ryder, LeBlond battle for the whole shot. After a solid start, the tides turn swiftly as Haaker makes a costly mistake.
Oh, Haaker's over the bars already. Yeah, buddy. Here comes Trystan Hart into one of our pro sections, making short work.
A series of clean lines lengthens Trystan Hart's lead on second.
Here comes Colton, Haaker. These guys have been playing a little cat and mouse, back and forth on some hill sections back there. Okay, he's up the first part. Now here's where it turns to a pro-only section. This is where things get hairy. Wheelies right up. Trials handiwork there. David Knight coming in at Giant City. Been making some passes. Gonna go for a big move here. Big send, new line, shortcuts it. Not sure how much time he saved, but definitely added a little stress.
So we're gonna have to be smart, take some different lines, take probably some sketchier lines too, over some bigger rocks and stuff, and just find where the traction is out here.
Here comes Ryder into Giant City, ready for action. Ryder moves efficiently through these rocky, slippery environments. Right behind Ryder, we have Quinn Wetzel. Quinn's the East Coast boy. He knows what it's like out here. Ooh, that's a little bit of a close one right there.
Quinn Wenzel uses his trial skills to get through these steep obstacles.
The Ohio boy rolling on in. Brandon Petrie, the Canadian, right behind him. At this stage of the race, these guys are pacing themselves. They're just trying to find their rhythm, avoid arm pumps, find their breathing rhythm. Cooper Abbott lost a few more positions since we saw him last.
There's going to be a lot more bike maneuvering at this one. It's a lot tighter in the trees, and line twist is going to be big. I mean, just really trying to look through the trees and find the right line and make sure you don't hit any of those slick roots is going to be massive.
There's an off-camber rock right here that wants to kick these guys right off this cliff and into this giant rock hole. So this move is very important. They have to do that cleanly. Gets a run, gets a good drive, drives right up.
It's going to be key to get your lines dialed in on the first lap and make sure you know them. It's good to go out there and walk and find some different lines, but then also have your hot lines dialed in.
This is a hard enduro deadlift, they call it. Lifting the bike uphill when you're trying to gain traction with your feet downhill with a bunch of people watching. That's the hard part.
Partway into this long race, fatigue sets in. The riders have to keep a fast pace through the wide open sections to hold their position. The media team is in a race within a race to catch riders at key moments along the course, but Max Gersten still has time for style points on his way to the pits.
I think this race is going to be a bit of attrition. I think the race will start to spread out, and then you'll see, more endurance come into play. Hydration starts becoming a factor.
Duct tape this thing together.
Quinn Wenzel, currently in 5th, makes key repairs to his bike before heading out on another lap.
Quinn looks really fresh to the side. Oh, right as I say that.
Yeah, 8 mil, a 10 T-handle. This enduro cross track fucked me up. What am I, 6th?
There's 5th right there.
Yeah, go. Party.
Nick Farringer is hot on Quinn's heels, and Trystan continues to widen his lead.
Everything is super tight, no run-ups up these obstacles, so it's going to come down to your fundamentals, I think, and how well you can maneuver the bike.
A lot of zigzags and you got set up for stuff, so you definitely got to be smoother out here.
Setting up for these technical climbs can be the difference between a clean run and pushing your way to the top.
We're at this super weird obstacle where you get to choose between a crack and a handlebar grabber, or you can ride up on top of this slab and drop off all the way to the bottom. It's about a 10-foot drop. You gotta stay on the course, so it's a tricky move, but if they nail it, it's faster. Here comes Nick Farringer. He's opting for the drop here on his second to last lap. Woo!
I don't like it.
A little scary, but he pulls it off.
Logan Ballapue takes an alternate line.
The battle between Cooper Abbott and Nick Farringer is still hot.
Colton Haaker continues to charge hard in second up Hero Hills.
Hits the ramp at an angle to set up for the next turn. Bold move, Cotton.
As the race progresses, our leader attacks the ledges at Giant City on the next lap.
More lines you're going to start developing, you're going to be able to hit them smoother, and that's going to also speed up as the race goes.
Okay, Ryder LeBlond coming into Giant City.
Coming to a bottleneck on a hill, you're just gonna set up and kind of wait for it, even if it takes the guy 3-4 seconds to get through it, versus just trying to send a line that's not good and you normally wouldn't hit. There's a lot more patience in a race like this than you would expect.
David Knight cleans the ledge.
No big issues. Makes up a little time on Ryder. He's hooting and hollering, he's having a good time. Petrie looks like he's found his flow, picking up a few positions here and there, and he's moving forward.
Cooper Abbott and Brandon Petrie are in a tight battle as they near the end of the race, jockeying multiple times back and forth.
Chasing Hansen Hart into the finish here. He's stretched out an absolute massive gap on the rest of the field over the course of this 4-hour race.
Despite the physically draining terrain, Trystan Hart pushes extremely hard in the final minutes of the race.
Riding like the champion that he is. Showing no signs of slowing down, dealing with a massive lead.
After 4 hours of grueling racing in a non-stop barrage of rugged terrain, Trystan Hart crosses the finish line 12 minutes ahead of the competition.
Every time you gotta earn the win. You can't just show up and wing the win. You gotta show up, put the work in, and grit through whatever you gotta grit through that race.
Colton Haaker charges through the Enduro Cross course with resounding confidence. Never giving up, he earns the second place podium spot.
I try not to get caught up in the buzz of winning and that stuff, because every race is its own thing, so I'm not gonna have any more confidence in that or anything. I'm just coming in with an open mind and coming here to try my best. This is our job and we all wanna win. That's the end goal for everybody, so we definitely do risk it at times, and we will try and push the limit.
Not over yet. Ain't gonna quit. No matter what. Never lay down, never give up. I am a fighter. I'm a fighter. I'm a survivor. Even if I fall, I'll be up again, 'cause I'm a fighter.
As the riders complete the final log, they are met with a sigh of relief, and their commitment paid off.
Never lay down, never give up. I am a fighter.
These elite hard enduro riders sacrificed everything out there on the course today, sparing nothing, to find out that fortune only favors the brave.